This weekend's tornado near Cambridge is believed to have been a strong EF1. The tornado in Ayr Township knocked down trees and power lines, also caused some significant damage to the roof of the local home hardware store. Western University's Northern Tornadoes Project says based on the damage and nearly 5-kilometer path of this storm, it's clear this was a rather powerful storm with maximum sustained wind speeds of approximately 165 kilometers an hour. So for more on the extreme weather that hit parts of the province over the weekend, we're joined live by Environment Canada warning preparedness meteorologist Jeff Coulson. Hey, Jeff, it's really great to see you. Maybe we could start by talking about the situation in Ayr from over the weekend. What more can you tell us about that storm?
Yeah, no, just to follow up on what you're saying, a high-end enhanced Fujita scale 1 tornado as discovered by the damage survey team from Northern Tornadoes Project based out of Western University. The track wasn't all that long, about 5.2 kilometers long, 230 meters wide at its widest point. But some of the damage was fairly significant. Structural damage to the roofs of some buildings, tree damage in some areas, as well as some empty rail cars that were tipped over. So certainly a very significant event, and also somewhat noteworthy for happening at around 10:40 in the morning on Saturday. Many of our damaging wind events and tornadoes tend to happen more in the late afternoon or early evening. So that does make this event stand out somewhat.
Why is that? Why do you tend to see more of that active weather in the afternoon as opposed to the morning?
The sun tends to play a big role in a lot of these events, and you're getting the sun warming the ground during the course of the morning and early afternoon hours. That ground absorbs the heat from the sun, releases it again, and you get heating from below, causing air to rise. And these updrafts or rising columns of air help to feed these storms, give them the fuel they need to grow. But every once in a while, we'll get these storms occurring in the overnight hours or earlier in the morning. They can happen pretty much any time of the day or night. They just tend to happen more frequently in the late afternoon and early evening.
That's interesting. That's something I didn't know. Jeff, I also wanted to talk to you about the big weather picture from the weekend. I mean, the weather was almost challenging to keep up with over Saturday and Sunday because we had a lot of cloud cover, winds moving through, and then these really significant downpours. Does Environment Canada have a sense of just how much rain we received over the weekend?
Yeah, some huge amounts, but some highly localized amounts. Pearson Airport set a record for the wettest single day since records began in the late 30s there. The airport received 128.3 millimeters on Saturday. A huge amount of rain, pretty much double a month's worth of rain or more falling in the span of just a few hours on Saturday. And yet our observation site right in downtown Toronto only received 3.5 millimeters. So oftentimes we try to describe just how localized some of our summer storms can be. And Saturday was a really glaring example of that. So huge amounts of rain at the airport, parts of eastern Mississauga, Etobicoke, North York, and yet right downtown, very little in the way of rainfall.
I think in my last conversation with Dave Phillips with Environment Canada, he was talking about how we were on track to see one of the wettest summers on record. Are we still kind of going in that direction? Do you have any update on that? Because it seems like we've just seen so much rain over the last couple of months.
Yeah, well, with Saturday's number added into the total for June, July, and August, we've now shattered the season record at Pearson Airport. This is the wettest June, July, and August we've ever had at Pearson, because on the heels of the rainfall that we got on Saturday, we also had the huge rainfalls in July, making July the wettest month ever at Pearson, with rainfall in the middle of the month from one thunderstorm after another, with the remnants of Hurricane Beryl that moved through earlier in July. So all of these things put together has made this the wettest June, July, and August ever at Pearson. And unfortunately, we still got some time left in the month of August to add to that total.
Yeah, we certainly do. And it's been pretty unpredictable for the last couple of weeks, so we'll have to see what that looks like. Jeff Coulson with Environment Canada joining us live. Jeff, a lot of great information there, especially when it comes to some of the records we've shattered over the last little while, too. Thank you, sir, for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.